Welcome friends, my name is Gautam. So in this tutorial we will be talking about a very famous authentication protocol known as OAuth 2. So it is used for authentication applications. So it stands for Open Authorization. So in this slide you can see that it stands for Open Authorization and it's kind of a protocol. And let me take a very basic example in order to illustrate to this protocol. Let's suppose we have a client and we have a server. So this is a client and this is a server, and let's suppose a client makes a request to the server, and then the server just sends back the authorization code, and then the client uses that authorization code and sends that code to the server, and then the server returns the access token. So with the help of this access token, the user can access the API, can request the profile information of the user. So this is kind of a very basic example. So let me talk about some of the terminology that is used in the previous slide. First is the authorization code. So we will discuss about all these things. And second comes is the scope. Scope is kind of what information your app is requesting from the user. And third comes is the redirect URL, a specific URL that is assigned by the server. And fourth is the access token, with the help of which you can request information about the API or request user information. So basically, first of all, let me talk about the authorization code. So basically, authorization code, you can see in the example here also, a list of accounts is there of the particular user. You select particular account, and then after that, with the help of this authorization code, you allow certain information scopes. You can see that in this it is requesting some scope information. So it is the first step which comes in OAuth 2. And in this step you can see that the user grant access to certain kind of scopes which are available. So scopes are nothing but what kind of information your app is exchanging for the user, and then this authorization code is exchanged for access token. Then the access token is granted by the server to the application. So this is all about the authorization code. So next come is the scope in OAuth 2. So basically, as I told you earlier, scope is kind of the information that the app just request in the application. So basically it is the data to be accessed by the app. So the app requests this data in the form of scopes. So it is requested in the form of scopes, and there are read scopes which can actually read the data, and also there are write scopes which can actually write the data in the application. The next comes is the redirect URL in OAuth 2. So basically redirect URL is assigned by the server. It is useful for checking if the client or if the application is valid or not, and this URL is generated on the server side, and then the server redirects the user to this URL. Let's suppose /auth/client/auth. You can just create this URL. So basically this is all about the redirect URL. Now comes the client ID and the client secret. So this is part of the information that you have to set up before you can make your OAuth 2 application. These are two unique information that you want to store anywhere. This is client ID and client secret. And last but not least, we have the access token. So as I told you earlier, that with the help of this access token which is generated by the server, you can request API, you can request profile information. In this slide also you can see that it is requesting the profile information, that is displaying the profile picture, and the server sends it. This is the very most important thing, and with the help of it you can explore the API, or you can request the profile information or user data. In this case, the display picture, you can see that you can also request email ID, date of birth, etc., all these things with the help of access token. So the next thing that comes is implementation part. So we will be implementing this in JavaScript, so the most obvious language in the web today. So first of all, you need to create the client ID and the client secret. It is very simple. Just go to Google Developer Console and create a new project, and then go to library and create credentials, and then click OAuth client ID. After creating these things, initialize the JavaScript SDK for making the OAuth. Just include the script tag. So this will initialize the JavaScript SDK. The third step is to request the access token from the application. So this much you can see that this code is required. You pass the API key, client ID, and the certain kind of scopes that you want in your application, and then the callback function success and error. And then the implementing the login screen, you have the button, you may bind a click listener, and you use this method sign in of this Google API authentication SDK, and then you request the user profile information after the successful sign in. So this is the method required for that purpose. Then you can just pass it with the help of JSON language. That's it. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Please like this video and subscribe the channel for more videos like this.